Before you even think about buying your next phone, pause for a second and imagine this. An iPhone that finally feels 10 years ahead. Not 1 year better. Not a token camera bump. Not a slightly brighter screen. A leap so dramatic that every other phone looks dated the moment you see it. That's the emerging picture of the rumored iPhone 18 Pro Max. It isn't official. It isn't here yet. But if Apple keeps marching down the path it's on, this could be the device that makes skipping a few upgrades finally feel worth it. Consider this your most realistic look at where Apple could take the iPhone 18 Pro Max based on leaks, patents, and Apple's long game playbook. As you listen, don't just ask, is this possible? Ask something more important. If this really happens, am I ready for it, or will my current phone suddenly feel like a fossil? Start with the thing you notice first every time you pick up a phone, the design. Picture a device that feels like the endgame of the iPhone story. No ports, no speaker grills, almost no bezels. Just a smooth, seamless slab of metal and glass that looks less like consumer tech and more like a piece of sci-fi hardware you somehow got early. Apple has been slowly killing ports for years. By the time the iPhone 18 Pro Max arrives, a truly portless design won't just be possible, it'll be expected. Your data, your charging, your accessories, all wireless, all invisible. You drop it on your desk, and it pulls power and syncs without you thinking about it. No cables, no clutter. Nothing dangling from the bottom. Now imagine materials that push beyond today's titanium. A next-gen alloy or advanced composite lighter, tougher, more scratch-resistant, engineered to dissipate heat without hot spots. Softer, more ergonomic edges that rest naturally in your hand for long sessions of scrolling, gaming, streaming, and work. And because Apple knows many of us go caseless, the finish could be tuned to shrug off fingerprints and micro scratches, so it still looks showroom fresh years later. This is the phone you show off on a table, not hide under a case. Flip it over and look at the front. That black notch or floating island you've learned to ignore. Now imagine it gone. Apple's relentless drive for visual minimalism points to an iPhone 18 Pro Max with Face ID and the front camera fully under the display. No notch, no punch hole, no distraction, just uninterrupted screen. You wake it, and content floats edge to edge like it's painted onto reality. Face ID scans through the glass in milliseconds. The hardware disappears. The experience feels magical. And that display isn't just brighter, it's smarter. Think a next-gen LTPO panel that can sweep all the way up to a buttery smooth 144 Hz for games and drop to nearly zero when nothing's moving to save battery. A tandem OLED or equivalent that delivers old DV-level HDR inky blacks without crushing shadow detail, highlights that dazzle without clipping, and color accuracy that makes pro editors smile. Outdoor readability, so strong you can glance in full summer sun and read tiny text without squinting. An anti-reflective cover glass. Think a refined ceramic shield with low glare optics that cuts reflections dramatically. And for sensitive eyes, a higher PWM frequency that makes the screen noticeably more comfortable for long reads. This isn't a spec sheet upgrade. It's a lifestyle upgrade got under that glass. Apple Silicon keeps doing what Apple Silicon does, bending the curve. If Apple's trajectory holds, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could run something like an A20 Pro built on an advanced 2 nanometers process faster, cooler, and far more efficient than anything in your pocket today. Picture console-class graphics with real-time ray tracing, but with laptop-level efficiency. Heavy multitasking that never stutters. Pro-grade video editing, 3D design, and complex games that run so smoothly you forget you're on a phone. And it stays cool, no thermal throttling tantrums 5 minutes into a match. But the real leap won't just be raw speed. It'll be intelligence. Apple is threading on device AI Apple intelligence into everything. And by the time we reach an iPhone 18 Pro Max, that intelligence could be woven into every interaction you have. An assistant that doesn't just set timers, but understands context deeply while keeping your data private and locked on device. You say, "Plan my Saturday." It checks your calendar, traffic, weather, your usual habits, and your friends share locations privately and suggest your day, coffee at your favorite spot. Leave 10 minutes early, a podcast cue to match your drive, dinner reservations at the place you've been eyeing, and a reminder for a gift pickup you mentioned midweek. It's not flashy AI. It's helpful AI that saves time. Let's talk camera, because for many people, that's the upgrade. The iPhone 18 Pro Max could be the moment Apple stops making your phone camera good enough and turns it into something that goes toe-to-toe with dedicated cameras more often than not. Imagine a massive primary sensor approaching 1 inch paired with a fast, variable aperture that drinks in light and controls depth of field naturally. Night photos that look like golden hour. Indoor shots that actually reflect what your eyes see. Sharp, clean, accurate color, without waxy noise reduction. A smarter sensor level HDR that preserves highlight glow and shadow detail without the fake, overcooked look. Zoom makes another jump. Apple has already stepped into periscope territory. By iPhone 18 Pro Max, 10x optical or better with sensor crop assist doesn't sound crazy at all. You're in the cheap seats at a football game, and your photo looks like you were on the sideline. You're at a concert, shooting from the back, and you get the performer's face in crisp detail, not a blurry dot. You're capturing candid shots of your kids across the yard that are sharp enough to print and frame. Video crosses another line. Think 8K recording that finally makes sense, higher byte rates, richer profiles, smarter noise handling, and ProRes log options that give creators room to grade without turning files into space hogs. Stabilization that blends hardware and AI so cleanly your handheld walking shots feel like they were on a gimbal. Real-time subject tracking that keeps faces locked with cinematic focus pulls. And live background cleanup that can intelligently mask out strangers on device without cloud uploads. Picture filming a birthday party, and when you're done, the phone auto-assembles a highlights reel with the best smiles, candle blowout, and reactions from multiple angles. Because it recognized expressions and moments in real time, all that capability demands a battery that doesn't flinch. Apple has quietly been improving cells and thermals. But the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be where a new chemistry takes center stage stacked cells with silicon-rich anodes, or a hybrid approach that brings better energy density, faster charging, and cooler operation. The goal: real 2-day battery life for heavy users without babying. You wake up, unplug, crush a full workday commute, stream, gain, sleep, and still have enough juice to get through most of the next morning before you even think about topping up. Charging evolves with a portless future. Magnetic wireless charging MagSafe, likely Key 2 compatible, gets both smarter and faster. You set it down for 10 to 15 minutes while you shower, and it jumps from near empty to comfortably usable for the rest of the day. On your desk, it stays on a slim stand, always topped off. In the car, a secure magnetic mount handles charging, navigation, and calls no wires draped across your console. Reverse wireless charging lets you top up AirPods or Apple Watch on the back of your phone. With better alignment and thermal management, faster magnetic charging becomes not just possible, but reliable.